So hello everyone, on this time we will presenting you our research proposal penataan layout gudang menggunakan metode 5S pada gudang bahan baku dan barang jadi spring bed perusahaan PT Bela Citra Agung Mandiri for the warehouse management system final project. First, let me introduce you my team. There is Tommy Joshua, WINWI CARSA, Felicia, Stephanie, Yolan, Glorya, and me as well. Next. So the background reason why we choose this topic is because we want to improve warehouse management. We try to use the 5S method to organize and manage this warehouse arrangement, thereby creating a safe, healthy, and comfortable work environment for all workers. Our goal is we want to make all the process in the warehouse will be effective and efficient. Next. To reach the goal, we make some problem formulation. All we want to do is first analyze the current layout and finding the answer about what can be done to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of the layout used. How it different from the old layout and the new layout, and how was the result of the change that can be made. Next, the next presentation will continue with my friends. Stephanie.
Now I want to tell you about the objective. The objective of this study include to find out about the layout used in warehouse, know and make improvements to the layout, know the comparison between the old layout and the new layout, know the result of the improvement that have been made. And now I want to tell you about the benefits. Based on the things that have been described above, several benefits can be formulated from the research conducted, namely, more understanding about the use and arrangement of layout, better understanding of the advantage and disadvantage of existing warehouses, can make improvements to the layout to increase the effectiveness and efficiency of the warehouse and obtain good final result in the form of increased effectiveness and efficiency through improvements made to the layout in the warehouse. Next. Now about the problem limits. Regarding the warehouse layout, the researcher will only use the 5S method, where 5S consists of Seiri, Seiton, Seiso, Seiketsu, and Shisuke. And then about the assumption. In this study, the assumption that the type of warehouse used is the warehouse for raw materials and finished goods, where this warehouse will be used as distributor center warehouse at PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri. Next.
Now, we will discuss about literature review, which consists of concept description, warehouse, warehouse capacity, warehouse layout, and 5S. Concept description. PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri is a spring bed company that was founded in 1997 by Mr. Sugiarto in Sidoarjo. The company is located in Candi Sidoarjo district and consists of a head office as well as factory operations, namely production and storage. The problems obtained from the observations of the raw material warehouse and the excess space, wasted space in the raw material warehouse and the lack of storage space in the outdoor raw material warehouse. As for the warehouse for storing finished products, observations now show that the arrangement in the warehouse doesn't yet have a fixed pattern, causing the warehouse to look untidy and complicating the product loading process because it complicates the movement of trolleys and the product sales process. Next. Warehouse. Warehouse can be defined as a place that is burdened with tasks to store goods that will be used in production until the goods are requested according to the production schedule. The purpose of the storage area and the function of warehousing in general is to maximize the use of existing resources. in addition to maximizing service to customer with limited source. The five functions of the warehouse are to maximizing the use of space, the use of equipment, maximizing the use of labor, maximizing the ease of receiving all materials and sending goods, and maximizing protection of materials. Activities that occur in a warehouse including receiving, prepacking, put away, storage, order picking, sorting, packaging, and receiving, cross-docking, adding to the main location of the reserved storage location. Next. Warehousing is a set of activities included in receiving and storing goods in a warehouse, then preparing them to sending back. The warehousing method is very important for the smooth running a business. If effective, it makes goods available quickly and smoothly when needed. Capacity is the result of production or processing volume, throughput, or the number of units can be handled, received, or stored. Next.
The third is warehouse capacity. The warehouse capacity, several factors that need to be considered is determining the warehouse capacity. Include the first one is size of each item to be stored. The large item size will be required the very large space. And the second is lead time for ordering goods. It is the grace period is faster, the storage space must be bigger. And the third one is the number of quantity of goods that must be stored and the frequency of the entire for entry and the exit of goods. The fourth is factor to be taken by warehouse management, include of the goods, shortage of the storage of space when the goods arrive at the warehouse. The fourth is warehouse layout. Well, when planning the layout of the warehouse, we must know the flow of the space and capacity and the relationship between the raw material and the other raw material. This arrangement serves to be able to make the warehouse more concise by minimizing the existing space so that it can be easily searched for the raw material. And also the location of the warehouse should be reduce the number of trips and the first working point task. It is necessary to avoid congestion and then cross traffic if allowed and ensure that movement occurs is sequence in the logical. That is logical. The fifth is 5S. 5S is a culture of Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. The first is sort or seiri. Sort or seiri is sorting through all the items in the location and removing all necessary items from the location. And the second is set in order or seiton. Seiton is putting all necessary items in the optimal place for fulfilling their function in the workplace. And the third is seiso or sign. The place of the work that is clean can be improved of the comfort and safety of the worker. So it is encourage and positive atmosphere and can be improved productivity. The third is standardized or seiketsu. After doing seiri, seiton, and seiso, it is expected to continue and do improvement followed by guideline and regulation if violated. And the five is sustain or self-discipline or sit-to-gain. The management should be commitment into the motor driver for the entire employee, so have the discipline to continue and carry out improvement.
Research methodology. To complete the research, the first thing we must have is a research methodology. This is a basic reference for researchers to carry out their research. The research methodology itself can be divided into three parts, which consists of preliminary study, research step, and research schedule. Next. Next. The first, preliminary study. Preliminary study are used to understand the subject matter of a company. In the case of PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri, we find that companies have problems with their warehouse layout. This problem is quite complicated because the indoor and outdoor warehouse arrangement they use are very ineffective. Next. Research step. To complete the research, the researchers must follow the step. A. Early observation. At this stage, a survey will be conducted to PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri and make observation for the condition of the finished good and warehouse and raw material warehouse at PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri. After conducting survey and observation, the researchers will create a picture that occur in the finished product warehouse and raw material warehouse of PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri. B. Problem formulation. The researchers will process the result of the image after making observation at PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri. Researchers will identify problems that exist in the warehouse of raw material and warehouse for finished product of PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri. C. Objective. At this stage, the researchers will identify the objective of the observation that have been used. The purpose of the research itself is to improve the warehouse layout in order to reduce waste space in indoor warehouse and lack of space in outdoor warehouse using the 5S method. D. Benefits. At this stage, the benefit will be identified after conducting the research. After making improvement, it can increase the effectiveness and efficiency of the warehouse.
Okay, next, 4 steps in the list of research steps. And in the point E is about literature studies. Literature studies are conducted by researcher to overcome existing problem in raw material warehouse and product and finished product warehouses. Next, supporting data collection. This stage of data collection are carried out by conducting a survey in a form of interviews with the relevant parties, such as workers in the warehouse area of raw materials and finished products. G. Proposed data processing. In overcoming the problem of this situation, will be proposed the condition of the proposal chosen by the researcher in this case is the reorganization of the layout of the warehouse owned by PT Bela Agung Citra Mandiri. And the last, research results. Research results. This method is done by classifying items logistics from fast-moving items, medium, low-moving items, and fast-moving items. Next. And this is a research schedule. The research schedule is contains 4 months. It begins from November this year, 2020, and it ends on February 2021 with the 6 subjects, and the first yearly observation and the last research results. Next. Thank you for your attention. Is there any question you can ask us?